Hi, Betsey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Very, very well. Thank you very much. I'm always fascinated is probably the wrong word, but I'm going to use it anyway. I am kind of fascinated about the day you find out those awful, awful things that your kid, in your case, 4-year-old kid at the time, had cancer. Tell me about the day. What were you doing at the doctor? What were you there for?
Yeah, so, Sage had kind of had an ongoing illness. It was just pretty common, like cold, cough, fever, just couldn't really seem to kick it. And then that morning, he woke up and he had these little red splotches all over his chest and kind of the whole trunk of his body. And I had never seen anything like that before, so I called his pediatrician, and they said, why don't you bring him in? And so this was actually a follow-up visit. 2 weeks prior, we had been in there for, viral infection, and of course went back in, and they did draw his blood for labs, and it was a moment I will never forget, but I'm so thankful for our pediatrician. He did not tell me any sort of diagnosis at that time. He just said, I think we need to run some more blood tests, and let's have you go downtown to the emergency room at Blink Children's, and then they can get you in from there. And I'm thankful that he did that because I wasn't suspect at that moment that it was cancer, but it was nice because I was able to probably drive a little bit calmer, drive a little bit safer from Waukee area out to downtown Des Moines. So from there, we went to Blank, and that is where they did further testing and confirmed a leukemia diagnosis.
Right, acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Words you never thought you'd have to figure out how to pronounce, right?
Right. It's in the vocab now. Yes,
sure, I'm sure it is. Because, Sage is still undergoing treatment. He's not going to get to ring the bell until May of next year. Sage is in all of our hopes and our prayers, I assure you of that. So let's talk about money. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to raise money. We want people to pick up the phone. They're great at doing that. 515-985-7555. The cancer diagnosis doesn't just take existing money away from families. It also adds new expenses. Tell us what happened to you financially.
Yeah, so I think the biggest hit for us was being apart from work, from our jobs, and needing to take that time to be next to Sage at his bedside. And specifically for my husband, he didn't have any paid time off. So any time that he was away was money out of our pocket. We're talking food, gas to get down there. You're eating every single meal, not at home. So it's just all of these expenses start to add up, and really quickly too.
So the first thing Pinky Swear did, they were one of the first groups of people you got in touch with. You got a gift basket from them. That was like almost the first thing that happened, right?
Yes, it's a really kind of a cool story because I will never forget that those little granola bars and the goodie basket that came, and being associated with them from the very beginning was just so needed and appreciated in that moment. And after sitting in the emergency room for hours, it's like, when did I last eat, when did I last drink? So that was a very welcomed gift. And I looked him up online, and there was a lot of programs that I became interested in from there.
Absolutely, I'm sure. So how important is an organization like Pinky Swear to families? You get this awful diagnosis. I'm sure it absolutely turns your world upside down. And then there's money on top of that, which is an additional layer of stress. How much stress do you think they help get rid of? Let me ask it that way.
Yeah, well, I think the peace of mind, like knowing that we didn't have to worry about, okay, well, can we afford it? It was, hey, we're going to apply for this financial assistance, and they're going to help us with the mortgage payment, and they're going to help us with gas cards and groceries, and they're going to, not only are they going to support us financially, but they're also going to connect us with other people that can support us emotionally. I mean, they have been there, like you previously said, Sage is not going to ring the bell until May of 2025, and we got diagnosed in 2022. It's a 3.5-year long road for his specific type of cancer. So having people support us and continuing to show up in more than one way is just, it's relieved the stress and created lifelong bonds with Pinky Swear and the people that work there. So it's really special.
Now, Sage is kind of mad about this, and he has every right to be mad, right? Because he's now starting to understand that he's unusual.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think once he entered into the actual school system, he's in first grade now, being a part of, you know, a class and a group of peers, he's the only one, you know, that has cancer, and to understand why is a big question that he's had. You know, just within the last 6 to 9 months, he's really started to kind of understand the gravity of the situation. And it's been so important to have that emotional support for him and for us so that we can try to answer those questions and guide him in the right direction.
Absolutely. Has his hair come back? Or is he still...
Yes.
Yes, it has. Okay. Just a reminder, I mean this sincerely, if anyone wants to drop $10,000 off us, I will shave my head. $10,000 right now to our phone number, 515-985-7555, 515-985-7555. I'll shave my head for 10 grand. For Pinky Swear. If you want to do that right now, that would be absolutely fantastic. I make this offer every year. So far, no one's taken me up on it. So we'll see if anybody does. I'm also ordained because there was a couple that said, hey, we'll give you some money if you will perform the service of our marriage. So I went out and got ordained, and that actually happened. That all came together. So there's all kinds of stuff that we can do. It all happens on that incredible phone number, 515-985-7555, so we can help families like Sage's family with things that they really should not have to worry about while they are dealing with childhood cancer, which, you know, most of us, thankfully, we'll never really know what that's like. I know a lot of families, obviously, having been doing this for a decade now. I know a lot of families who have been dealing with it. It has not hit my family, but cancer has. My wife is a survivor, and it took my mum a long time ago. So this disease touches all of us in one way or another, but there's nothing worse than kids' cancer. And we're here not trying to cure cancer. That's for other people. We're here trying to help the families in our own community deal with the financial aspects of getting this really terrible diagnosis. 515 is the area code if you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app and maybe you are not in town. 515-985-7555. We have plenty of volunteers ready to take your phone call right now. Okay, Betsey, if you wanted people to know a reason they should help us and support Pinky Swear today, what would that be?
I would say think about Sage and his feeling of being alone and being the only kid in his class that has cancer. Help him feel supported, help him feel like he's not alone, and help families, you know, build their support system and have Pinky Swear as a part of their team.
Betsey, thank you very much. We wish nothing but the best for Sage, and we hopefully next year you'll come back and you'll say he got to ring the bell in May, and he has been doing great ever since. That's what we want to hear from you next year's Radiothon. All right, deal?
That sounds like a deal.
All right, there you go.